Competency Framework for Teachers in Southeast Asia, or CFTC. CMEO stands for Southeast Asian Ministers of Education Organization. This organization was established on November 30, 1965. Its purpose is to promote cooperation in education, science, and culture in the Southeast Asian region. So INTEC is the one who initiated the competency framework for teachers in Southeast Asia, which was developed in 2017. So INTEC is part of the CIMEO, and its job is to share ideas, successes, and policies, and to promote professional, academic, and cultural exchanges among countries in the region. Countries involved in this organization are obviously the Southeast Asian countries, for example, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, China, South Korea, and of course, Philippines. So what exactly is the competency framework? So what exactly is the competency framework for? So the purpose of this framework is to guide teachers to improve their performance across the globe. And as described by the past reporters, teachers' competencies make up quality teachers. Competencies as well defined in the framework are a combination of skills, knowledge, behavior, and attributes that enable effective or superior job performance. We have here the four essential competencies, 12 general competencies in the framework, and 31 enabling competencies. Are four essential competencies, and we have knowing and understanding what to teach. It is the ability of teachers to deepen and broaden their knowledge on what to teach, understand and be updated on local, national, regional, and global developments. So in here, it is understandable that as a teacher, uh, hindi tayo um, and in learning, hindi tayo natatapos after we graduate. So, mas kailangan nating laliman pa ang ating pag-aaral dahil sa panahon ngayon, as what I have said, our society is fast changing, and so are the needs of the society when it comes to professionals. So, the best example for this one is the when it comes to updating the curriculum or the curricula. Before our our country doesn't have a K to 12, and unlike the other country. So to cope up to that system, our country that adapted adapted that curriculum so that we can cope to their standards. If our countrymen go abroad, okay. So yes, that's second is helping students to learn. Second is helping students to learn. So it is the ability to know students use the most effective teaching and learning strategies, assess and give feedback on how students learn. So on the past subjects regarding to this educ to educ, it was discussed this learning strategies, and it was also discussed that we have different types of students. They have different learning styles, and also they have their strength and weaknesses. So it is our responsibility as a teacher um, to use and utilize the different teaching styles in order to mapagawas nato ang kung unsa ang skills, ang ability, and ang teaching or ang learning styles and strategies sa bata. So, it is also important as a teacher to give feedback on how students learn, or give feedback to the what do you call this one, to the performance of the students, for him or her to pinpoint his strength and weaknesses, to pinpoint his strength so that he can work on it more, and to pinpoint to his or her weaknesses to also work on it, and para ano din siya, like kanang aware din siya sa kanyang weaknesses. And now we are down to number 3, which is engaging the community. So, it is the ability to partner with parents and caregivers, involve the community to help students learn, and encourage, respect the diversity. So, as a student, our learners doesn't end in the four corners of our room. So, we should learn on how to expose them to the outside world, to the real world, on how to work in the field and how the world works. So, engaging and engaging in the community, it also like it is important for them to learn around them in their environment. So, and with partner with the parents and caregivers, uh, dito na yung napapasok yung yung like partnership between the parents or the caregivers to the teachers. Fourth is becoming a better teacher every day. So this is the ability to know oneself and others, practice human goodness, and then master the teaching practice. So it is important to reflect on yourself as a teacher so that you will know, or you will able to know your practices, if you need to if you need to like kanang if you need to enhance your skills, enhance the way or change the way how you teach your strategies, update your strategies, or your strategies is applicable to the class, or all of the or the students is okay to the way you to the way you to the way you teach, like that.
Try to look at this table. This table contains the 4 essential competencies which we discussed earlier, and then there we have the general competencies in each essential competencies, and there 12 are 31 enabling competencies. And now we are down to letter C, the Philippine Qualification Framework, or PQF. As part of the ASEAN convergence and in the light of globalization, each country in the ASEAN, the Philippines adapt national standards and levels for outcomes in education. This is called the Philippine Qualifications Framework, or PQF, which is provided by law RA 10968 series of 2018. So this RA main goal is to adopt national standards and levels for outcomes of education, and I believe this is based on the CFTC or CMEO competency framework for teachers. So, based on the level of education as PQF level 6, the PQF describes the career path for baccalaureate degree programs, including teacher's education degree. All graduates from the baccalaureate degrees are expected to exhibit outcomes as described in Table 4. So we have here the Table 4, which contains the Philippine Qualification Framework or PQF 6 levels of outcomes and descriptors. So we have here in the PQF 6 level of outcomes, first is the knowledge, skills, and values. With the descriptor of outcomes, the graduates possesses a broad level of coherent knowledge and skills in their field of study for professional work or in teaching and lifelong learning. So it is understandable naman na dapat daw the person who graduates on this field was knowledgeable enough and have the skills on this field, which the field of teaching. Second is the application of knowledge, skills, and values. So we have naana ang knowledge na nakapossess na sa isa ka tao ang knowledge, skills, and values after he graduated in that field or in that teaching field. So descriptor of outcomes, application of professional work or in teaching in a broad range of discipline and for further study. So, after he graduate daw and learn the knowledge and the skills and values, possess all of that. But, dili lang siya nag-stop dira. So, we all know naman na when we are in the field of teaching, we don't stop learning. Okay, so after we graduate, we study, and learn a lot of things because along the way, the world changes, the society changed, and also the demand of the society increases. So, in order to cope up to that change, we as a teacher must also upgrade or improve our knowledge, skills, and values so that we can apply that to our students and for them to also cope up to the fast change in the society and its demand. Lastly is the degree of independence, which have the descriptor of outcomes, independent as a teacher and or in teams of related field. So as what I have understand in this level of outcomes is that a teacher must be an independent person or independent teacher who have the principles on how he or she going to teach and who have the ability to stand firm on this field and dili maapektuhan ang iyang decisions sa mga tao na nakapaligid sa iya. Like, na siya'y firm principles on his on or her or on her own. So, what are the purposes of the Philippine Qualifications Framework? Unsa ba gid siya? So, the PQF is a legal document that adopts national standards and level for outcomes of education in the country. It assists individuals to move easily between different education and training sector and the labor market. So, as what I have said before, this PQF was based on the National Competence Framework for Teachers. Which means it is the standard. So the standard, even though we don't have a definite definition for quality teachers. So this is established to become a guide in the national and in local in the field of teaching. The PQF aligns the international qualification for full recognition of the value of Philippine qualifications. The PQF will be used as a basis of accrediting certificates and licenses recognized by the government. So, if you are qualified enough to be a teacher or you possess these qualifications, the government will give you, or if you're accredited, will give you the certificates that you deserve.